Hi there, welcome to Let's Play Tomb Raider Part 3, The Tomb of Koala Peck. And I just ran into a wall.
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
Thrilling starting. So,
Oh, I remember this.
there's some interesting faces on the wall.
Yeah, we got
so
some...
we're no longer in caves, I see.
Yeah, we're in a tomb in a cave, in a valley, in a cave,
Oh,
under a
oh,
mountain.
Just a
Christ.
boulder.
Yeah, just a boulder. And a sweet dodge.
What the How did
nice.
you dodge that?
I forgot this. You know that
So
dive
perfect.
I do in previous videos where you hit the walk button then jump forward? You can also do it on the ground and it takes you into a roll. I totally forgot about it until this level, but it's actually really useful. And this is our objective for the level. That's the Skee-on, not Scion as I previously misremembered, but Skee-on. And that's our objective, and that's one piece of device that we're going to have to assemble throughout the course of the game.
So is that just how Lara Croft normally turns around? She's like, I'm just gonna do a backflip and then a roll backwards and face the other way.
Generally speaking, it's more convenient than slowly alternating between feet. Like, you notice the way Laura turns around? She just kind of like does a penguin waddle from one foot to another and slowly rotates herself.
He has tank controls, basically.
Oh, dude.
So there's just a lever to release the Velociraptors into
Yeah,
the temple.
Koala Peck's
The
even
person
fucking around.
that
He's
made
got
this place
boulders.
was amazing.
He's got boulders, raptors, spikes. He wanted his tomb protected as like all hell. It's like Fort Knox in here.
I think the most amazing part isn't that he's got levers that release towards the Velociraptors, it's that the Velociraptors survived until now.
I'm gonna have to
That's
explain that one
amazing.
away with magic. There's no moss in here to eat, no wolves to farm. It's just magic, immortal.
Maybe you got here
velociraptors.
right when they expended their amount of moss. And
Yeah,
they're like,
they're like-
perfect, God has provided. And then you're like, I provided lead, bitch.
Chew on it.
I
An
am your
important part
God.
of breakfast. So yeah, more block pushing, and then here we have a straight shot to a lever.
I like
A
how she has
lever,
to
huh?
mentally prepare herself. Oh, dear.
Oh god, shit got oh.
And
Wow.
that's one of several horribly gruesome death animations in the Tomb Raider franchise.
She got spiked
You know,
in the butt.
that reminds me of how gruesome some of the deaths were in like the first Prince of Persia game. Oh my god.
For
Well,
some reason I thought you were gonna go with Resident Evil 4.
Like even the remake of Tomb Raider 1 that made it to Super Nintendo kept those gruesome deaths. Like you could get chopped in half, and this was a Super Nintendo game before ESRB.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
like I
we've
said,
now mentioned rotoscoping games in every single video. So we should probably stop.
well, they are super relevant though. Like the elaborate dying on spikes, another thing borrowed from Prince of Persia, which was just a massive influence on this game. Like you can't really overstate it.
Well, I mean, before this generation, dying in a game it was rare to see one other than your character throwing their hands into the air and then falling off screen in some kind of weird animation.
Like Mario.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
like to say that when she fell on the spikes and then just the passport opened up, I like to imagine her impaled on spikes and then she just pulls out her passport like, let's try it again.
You're gonna say, like, pull out her passport because immigration comes up and they're like, what is your business in Peru? And you're like, fucking not spikes.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this, thanks.
Wasn't planning on this shit, but I mean...
Yeah, this lever here, total fake out, no way to pull it, just a
Really?
horrible wolf trap.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that you're too proud. If these wolves planned this trap, holy shit! I just realized that. Like,
We got it.
they made a fake lever and then made a pitfall.
You are really up on the edges today. These flips.
Here's what I don't understand though. If they have Velociraptors, why not put the Velociraptors in the Doom Pit?
That's a good
Because the wolves made it, dude. They're not gonna give that shit up.
Like there was like a shift bid almost sort of thing where the wolves are like, "Fuck yeah, we got the pit. Fuck you, Raptors."
I have to say I am liking this change in scenery and how it's more than just aesthetic. It is affecting the gameplay. It's going from more of a natural, straightforward scene to a more sinister, trap-laden, puzzle-filled
Yeah,
type
like there's
deal.
not
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. There's not puzzles like in nature. It's not like, oh, I have to pull on this branch to open up the roots.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a running theme in most of Tomb Raider games. Most of your because it's usually like 4 levels in sort of a world, like an overall setting, and then each one it usually starts out in like mountains or fields or hills or forests, and then you transition into some kind of old tomb or monastery, or in one notable case, Area 51.
So
that's
roughly
really
how
neat though, because it goes from like nature, which what I was saying before, like. It's more like the tutorial comes natural. Like, you need to raid the tomb, but we're not just gonna put you in the middle of the tomb. That's fucking boring.
Yeah, let's give
Get
you
in there,
slow,
and while you're
straightforward levels to introduce you to this game. There's not going to be any
Combat.
bullshit. Well, there's plenty of combat, but it's introduced to you
in a very simple way, but it also teaches you, like, there's gonna be some bullshit, like a fucking bear.
Yeah, and the layout is simplistic enough. You know, there's nothing hidden from you straight up that you need to get used to on top of like 7 other things.
I feel like
No,
I'm
that's
appreciating this
interesting.
game too much.
That's an
Stop.
interesting thought. I don't like that power curve from wolves to grizzly bears to goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, it's kind of a large step up in the natural hierarchy there. I mean, what would come between a bear and a T-Rex, though? Honestly, what else is there
Just
that's
about
that
everything.
vicious?
Just Laura Croft.
The apex predator of the entire planet.
Well, in Tomb Raider, I forget which one, the newest one to come out. Not the reboot or Guardian of Light, but the one before that. So I guess not the newest.
Underworld, right?
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, Underworld. You start off the game by just fighting sharks with a spear gun.
I remember that. I did play that level because my dad, like I mentioned before, he's a big Tomb Raider fan, so he's played every game in the franchise except Chronicles because it's impossible to find. And he owned that one. I played a little bit of it before I moved out of my parents' basement. Wahaha. But it totally reminded me of, actually, there's a level in Tomb Raider 2 that starts you off the same way. You're underwater with a spear gun. There's a bunch of fucking sharks and eels and shit. It's actually one of the more memorable levels in the game, I think.
It's usually how I start my day.
Yeah, here's assuming you avoid that crumbly trap, which is, the crumbly trap's usually pretty easy to see. I kind of just wanted to show off some of the death animations in the game.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Brag. I don't show it in the video, but spikes that are on ground level don't damage you if you walk through them. Although if you jump, they damage you, and if you jump up and land back down on them, it triggers the death animation.
Oh, so this game is heavily based on Spelunky.
Wow.
Really?
I cannot believe you just said that.
Dude, I fucking love Spelunky. Derek, you and me, you know.
Spelunky is actually really great.
Yeah,
for a lot of
Spelunky's
reasons.
great. Fucking, I mean, I guess you could tie it into this because it's based off, this kind of Indiana Jones idea.
Yeah, I don't know if Spelunky borrows from Tomb Raider, if it just goes back and borrows from the original Prince of Persia games, but there are those, either a shared lineage or a reference there. And our puzzle here is that we've got these 2 blocks, and one of them can be moved by the switch. And the whole thing's kind of a clusterfuck. Like, I didn't so much as solve this puzzle as I did wander aimlessly through it. Like, I moved the block, then I moved it back to the switch, and then you wander around. And, spoiler alert, through your random wandering, you eventually open that door that was in the room with the switch. And there's nothing tells you that you open that door unless you hear the door opening sound. And there's no, like, obvious pressure pad or anything like that. It just clicks open at some point.
It's a situation more conveyance. The game doesn't tell you you've accomplished what you needed to do. So you just walking around and there's a door there. You think, hey, was that there before? I'm not sure. And then you go down it and you beat the level.
So you mean there's not a giant fucking diamond on your HUD telling you where to go?
No, which...
Okay, this game's not casual enough for me. I vote that we move on to a different game, because I'm just not feeling this anymore.
Yeah, like
Serious, guys.
We could play Farmville.
Play Wii Sports.
Well,
yeah,
it would just be like U Sports, because we can't even multiplayer it.
Fave 3.
Yeah, our
Oh,
end goal
geez.
is the
Oh my
switch
God.
room on the other side of the spikes, which is the switch that opens one of those 3 gates that you saw earlier. That will eventually lead us to our ultimate objective for the level.
Oh, I see.
What is the ultimate objective?
The Skee-on, the thing on the pedestal.
Oh.
To raid tombs.
And I honestly thought it was called the Scion just because I read it in like text, but it's the Skee-on, and in the later cutscene they'll say it, and it's a really... It strikes me as really stupid because any normal person seeing that word would call it a Scion, and it honestly
Maybe-
sounds way cooler.
Maybe they're just morons who don't know how to pronounce things.
Is it like...
Maybe
is it spelled
maybe-
Scion?
Yeah.
That's the Scion.
Yeah,
I know,
maybe-
right?
No, Frontspac. It's actually brilliant. It's just really subtle writing because the writers know how it's pronounced, but they're trying to convey that the characters themselves don't know how to pronounce the words.
Shut the fuck up.
So you're saying it is pronounced Scion, but everyone here is retarded?
Yes,
Like no one here has
exactly.
watched Battlestar Galactica is what you're telling me.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's actually just really good writing.
Oh, I see. You're just gonna do that, Lord. No one's watching you. Why are you
Every so often I
showing
just
off?
like to show off those
Trying to get
animations because
sexy
they're
for the
kind of...
Raptors, dude.
Yeah, there's
Witches
like a
love
velociraptor tucked in a corner, like, oh yeah, baby.
all of
Gonna
these
hide in
like
the shadows.
all of these like the walls, like all the eyes on everything is actually like those little holes like you see in like a movie with a mansion,
Oh,
like a
shit.
painting with the eyes cut
Scooby-Doo.
out. There's just people looking through it.
That would be so creepy. I know here's one of the first sort of fuck you jumps in Tomb Raider. You only saw a jump cut there because I died on this. This is one of the ones where instead of nicely landing up on a grid, you got to make like an angle jump, and you're not
A
always
freaking
super easy to
corner
judge.
jump and you end up nicking a corner and falling.
Yeah, or you can't quite judge. Oh, and there's a
Oh!
mummy in here,
Hello.
like a really terrifying mummy.
How you
Jesus Christ.
I
doing? I
am
see that you're also a
A
billboard.
billboarding mummy.
I am fairly confident that mummy sprite is based off something that actually exists because I've seen actual mummies like that from Incan like dig sites and stuff.
Yeah, when I worked at the museum, we had an exhibit going where you could actually see, like, they had mummies there. It was really crazy.
It was terrifying because you just walked into the room and it was there. Does it serve any
Yeah.
purpose?
Yeah, hey.
But that's actually what a lot of those Incan mummies they've dug up in Peru look like, is they're bundled up with the hands up by their face, and then their jaws fall open so it looks like they're screaming, and is the creepiest goddamn thing.
It was actually the
Horrifying.
entire staff of the local Starbucks. Didn't really have much business here. Oh, just a
Oh, dear.
velociraptor.
Just a raptor. Just another raptor
Does that
wandering
have
around in an
wings?
Incan tomb, because that makes sense.
I like how Lara has this thing where she has to fire both guns at the exact same instant.
Yes and no. Her firing animation, and you might have seen it in some other videos, can be interrupted, so she'll start alternating firing, or if an enemy goes far enough to one side, she'll fire only with one hand. It's
So, tell me, is it possible to interrupt her attack speed so you can reactivate it to be able to attack quicker?
not that I'm aware of.
Animation canceling in Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I play professional Tomb Raider. I friggin'
Animation, you fuck that bear up
you
that ambushes you
animation
outside the
cancel
pool.
and you just start shuffling and wave dashing across the map.
You animation cancel in the way that she doesn't even fire around.
Well, bro,
and
you gotta
kills
take
things.
down mid tower. I mean,
Also, that's Koala Peck, right there.
Oh,
Throw him, just a skeleton. Just
Hi.
out.
He's got his bitches next to him. You just wrecked his fucking crib.
Yeah, Koala Peck
Wow.
can suck it. I'm taking his shit and I'm leaving.
so
fuck
go
you.
peace out.
Yeah?
technical question. You said you could get it so she ends up like firing only one of her guns at somebody, say off to one side or whatever. Does when she's doing that, does she only deal half damage or what?
She, as far as I can tell, she does deal reduced damage, yeah. Like it's
Okay.
calculated per shot. You'll actually see that later here in just a moment, because guess who's come to pay us a visit?
Bear.
Not necessarily,
Underwater
actually,
bear.
even slightly more dangerous.
Giant bear.
Slightly more dangerous than that.
Gentleman bear.
A bear with an axe.
Possibly more dangerous than that. First off, though, I have to show off this secret. I missed two of them, but I got this one. You actually have to get this secret right away, because there's no going back and getting it, because when you beat the final enemy of this level, it triggers a cutscene right away.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
What exactly was it that you just got besides the health pack?
I think it was shotgun shells.
Oh, okay. I'm not
It's-
even going to get into the specifics of who would hide that there. So, yeah, let's see our bear
Let's
do
move things.
What the hell?
Anyways, meet the boss of this world.
Oh hell!
That's Larson, the Texan dude from the opening cutscene.
Hey, bro.
And he is wrecking my shit. Also, I jumped into the water.
So why is he just assaulting a woman?
Well, because it's like any adventure film plot where we've got the artifact and now our benefactor has betrayed us and is going to kill us for it.
Using a med kit in the middle of the air.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have my
Stitches
total
yourself
attention
up
now.
while doing
I'm not
cartwheels.
quite
You've
sure
never
if
done
I'm
Is he gonna
almost
get back
there.
up? Oh.
Hello?
I'll heal and hide you to
This
a
guy's
barn
some
door.
really
yet.
weird dialogue. He's like
You
supposed to
and
be a
that
Texan dude.
dribbling piece of the Skee-on. You want to keep it so bad? I'll harness it right
Yeah,
up
at first I
your...
thought it was
Wait.
just him being an ignorant
We're talking
Texan,
about the
but
artifact
everyone in the
here?
game
Damn
pronounces it
straight we
Skee-on.
are,
It's actually the
right
right
up.
Hold on.
pronunciation.
I'm sorry. This piece you say.
He
Where's
sounds
the
like
rest?
Miss
Boomhauer.
Natla put Pierre DuPont on that trail.
And where is that?
Yeah, you're fast enough for him.
So you think all this talking is just holding me up?
I don't know where his little
I like how
jackrabbit
through that
frog
entire
legs are
gun
running
fit, he
him
just has
to.
one arm
You'll
wound.
have to ask Miss Natla.
And a leg wound if you look closely. And a nice
Oh.
zoom-in shot on his dead fish eyes.
And even though you had to
Oh,
stitch yourself
Thank
up.
you.
Oh my god.
I will.
Get shit on.
Badass.